What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the Bikini Things podcast, where we talk everything from competing, health and fitness, mental health to living a healthy lifestyle. I'm your host, IFBBPro, Laura Morche, here with IFBBPro, Sammy Joe. We're so glad to have you with us. Let's get started.
Alrighty.
So, should we just talk about our waist trainers?
Yeah, we were literally... So just to give you guys insight, before every podcast, we do a weekly meeting just to recap like what we're doing for our posing business and just random stuff. So we were talking about waist trainers and we were like, we might as well start recording and just continue this little chat because this is useful information for everybody. And I'm deep in prep. Tomorrow starts 8 weeks out. So very, very close. And
wow,
yeah.
That came up quick. Dang. Okay.
Like, how is this possible? I'm like, where did the last 4 weeks go?
You're so like, is the mathing on these dates?
It's not. It's really not. Sometimes I go back and I'm like, did I count this right? And like the last time I checked, I was like, yeah, I did. I counted it right. So
that's I've definitely had moments like that in prep. That's not I mean, it's a feeling where you're like, okay, all right, this is where we're at. We gotta, effort level, everything has to be at the 8 weeks out mark. So yeah.
So I've officially started this Stairmaster, if that tells you where I'm at. But
it does.
I was just doing like incline walks on the treadmill and I was like, oh, we're 8.5 weeks out. Got it. I'm going to be doing cardio on the Stairmaster now.
I think I'll be doing 80 steps or more a minute on the Stairmaster moving forward.
Yeah. I'm like level 8. Let's go.
Yes.
But yeah, so where we were at with waist trainers is I had asked Laura if she had used Squeeze Me Skinny before, and she hadn't, and I haven't either, but I've, seen a bunch of people use it. And then last prep, I, bit the bullet and spent $100+ on a Slim Tum. And then in off season, I was like, well, I don't want to spend another $100. So I bought one on Amazon, and my off season, physique stretched out every single waist trainer that I owned. So now I have to buy a new one, and I refuse to spend $100. So I have 3 new links in my text messages right now for a new waist trainer.
You're welcome. Yeah, my thoughts, and granted, I'm sure these are great brands. I'm sure the products are good. But from my perspective, and also for a little bit of context, back in 2020, I was one of those people where I was trying to learn how to sell products on Amazon, like Amazon FBA. If that's something, a new word for anyone listening, it's basically Amazon is not the seller of all the items on Amazon. There are individual sellers that ship their stuff to Amazon. Amazon puts it in their warehouse and then fulfills the orders. So essentially what I learned in that process is that basically, we already know this, basically everything made on Amazon is made in China or a lot of places in Asia. And so a lot of these brands, a lot of these items are all made in the same factories. They're all the same actual items. They just have different labels and brands slapped on them. And my personal opinion is that is exactly what is happening with the waist trainers. All the waist trainers are essentially made of the same materials, similar quality. They might even be made in the exact same factories. So I don't believe in spending more on waist trainers. Like any sponsorship, anything I push, I want it to be genuine. So for me, I don't buy Squeeze Me Skinny. I don't buy Slim Tum. I looked at the Squeeze Me Skinny affiliate program, and for me, it felt like something I couldn't authentically promote. Like I felt like I would be ripping off my clients or friends when I know that they can go get a good waist trainer for $20 on Amazon. So I use Amazon. We need several of them usually because if you're sweating in them, you don't want to be giving yourself a skin rash too. So like having a few that are the right size is nice. And then as you get leaner, Sammy, your off season versus prep, your waist is smaller. So you're probably going to need a few different sizes. So
for sure.
So I got you, girl. I got you.
Thanks. And that's like, and like you said, meeting a couple is important, because if you're training in it and doing cardio in it and then coming home and showering, you don't want to put the same one back on. So you need multiple. So I'm going to definitely be buying more. And today's podcast is just going to be a chat of random things that come up, and something that you just said really stood out to me. And I think it's a question. This is completely going off topic, but whatever. This is something that I get a lot.
Today's episode is our gym girl chat in show talk. So nothing's off topic.
So I get questions all the time of like, oh, I got this sponsor to reach out to me and I want to, like, everybody is just seeking a sponsorship, right? Like, because I have 2,000 followers now, I'm going to get a sponsorship. Or because I turned pro, I'm going to get 7 sponsorships. Everybody is looking for the next sponsor. And don't get me wrong, like, I was the same way. But don't sell yourself short for the cost of being sponsored, right? Only allow yourself to be sponsored by brands, and only promote brands that you like, that you already use. Don't sell yourself short for the idea of maybe getting 2% back on a sale for a product that you don't even care about, that you don't even think is good. But you're like, oh, the idea of having multiple affiliate links in my link tree makes me look better. But this product is actually shit.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that, but I feel like that's what people's mindset is. Like, if I have a code for this or a code for that, then like I'll look more creditable. I'll look, better overall. I'll be cooler. I'll have this, persona. And that's not the case at all.
Yeah. I understand that line of thinking. I think we've passed the time where having codes makes you look legitimate. I think now it's so ubiquitous that if anything, I think you really, and this could be a whole episode actually, because I did a Zoom call a few weeks ago with my clients who are athletes on getting sponsorships. And it can actually hurt you, right? If you're that person with 2,000 followers and you're trying to grow your following, but you're constantly posting just like almost like ads, right? Like you're constantly posting, buy this thing, buy that thing, and you're not posting any content that your followers actually enjoy, they might stop following you, or people are likely going to choose not to follow you if you're selling too much. Like, just in general, I don't like to oversell things, or I don't like to oversell to my audience. I like to create stuff that's like fun and engaging and things that people who follow me will enjoy. And over time, because I've been there too. So like, I'm not saying like, oh, don't do this or don't do that. Like, I've made the mistakes. I've learned the mistakes I've done. I was the person like 5-6 years ago where I was doing a million different sponsored posts for free products that were totally a waste of my time. Like, I don't do posts for free products anymore unless it's something I would like legitimately spend my money on. Like if Lululemon was like, Laura, we're going to send you a bunch of outfits and you just have to post, I'd be like, all right, done. Or Bombshell, if they did that, I'd be like, done, say less, like bring it. Right. But for most things, like for a bottle of shampoo, I'm not willing. Yeah. I'll pay the shipping. I'm not willing to do free, content in exchange for free products anymore. So I've learned these lessons, and any company that I'm affiliated or sponsored by, it's something that I genuinely like, something I would and have spent my own money on, like Poxyderm. That's one that I've literally been using since 2017 or 2018. I didn't even know they had an affiliate program until Candace and I were talking last year. So, Candace and Tamer, who run the muscle contest shows and own Lipoxyderm, right? I had no idea. But that was something I was already spending my money on, like Mega Fit meals. That's one I just got that I'm so excited about. And I applied on their website because I was buying their meals and using their meals. So anything that you're affiliated with should be something that you are willing and have spent your own money on, and that you genuinely are excited by and feel like is going to help people and it shouldn't just be a way for you to like make extra money. That's not the point.
Yeah.
It should be something you genuinely love to share with your friends, just the way you'd be like, oh, go to my hairdresser, go to my massage person, like the same way you'd share those things. Anything you're sharing, you should feel like is legitimately going to help people.
Yeah, and I not necessarily fell victim to this, but I was like, just sorry, let me figure out the best way in chronological order to explain this. I would say maybe a year ago, I had a company reach out to me and they were like, hey, would you be interested in, getting some of our products, promoting it? You'll have a link, a code, blah, 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 whatever. And I was like, oh, this sounds cool. The company does clothing and like supplements, foods, things like that. And then I was like, okay, this is cool. They're going to send me like $100 worth of stuff, whatever, and then I can promote it. Well, I placed this order, got the product, was looking at the product, realized how processed the product was, like the food products, how many like additives and things like that were in it. And then I also saw that every single human that I follow on Instagram is also promoting these products.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
like
I think I know.
everybody. So
offline, I think I know which brand you're talking about. We don't have to say the name.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, there's no exclusivity here. I also don't align with these products. Like, this isn't something I would tell a client or a best friend. Like, their clothing was nice. I would totally, recommend that. But it wasn't something that I would go out of my way and spend my own money on because I just didn't think the quality was there. And then when everybody else was promoting it too, it was like, okay, well, there's no exclusivity here. Like, they're just sending it to whoever's willing to post it, right? Mm-hmm. Whether they have, a following or not, that part doesn't necessarily matter. So I was like, this just doesn't align with me. So then I literally got the product, whatever, tried it out, and I sent them an email back. And I was like, hey, I want to thank you for sending me this. Once I received the product, I realized it just doesn't align with where I'm at, what I promote. So I don't want to move forward. Let me know if I can send you this product back or, whatever. But the message here is just because you say yes to something initially does not mean you have to follow through with it, so long as you communicate properly to the person that is initiating the influencer relationship. So also don't feel like you owe someone something because they gave you a free product. You always have the ability to say no or not promote something because it doesn't align with you, even if you've already agreed to something.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And a lot of times just communicating what your thoughts are is better than, not letting them know, or just being an affiliate, not doing a good job. I feel like I've been in those roles in the past too, where supplement companies and things did not align. And I've also had experiences that were amazing. Like when I worked with Mutant Supplements from like late 2017 through early 2020, that was a great relationship. That's a great supplement brand. I still recommend it to people. They have great products. So you just have to kind of, ask a lot of questions, understand what you're signing up for. And for like a supplement company too, you can always ask them, hey, can you send me some free samples? If you haven't tried their products and they're offering this position to you, like, hey, I haven't tried X, Y, or Z, or hey, maybe I've tried your protein, but I've never tried your pre-workout or your creatine. Would you mind sending me some samples so I can, make sure that I like everything and really enthusiastically endorse all these products. So yeah, we could do a whole episode on that, like sponsorships.
Yeah,
that would be cool
for sure.
Yeah, but I'm loving the mega fit. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah.
I've been wanting to order from them for so long. And I'm only 4 weeks into prep, but I wouldn't say food aversions is the word, but like things that I was able to eat before, I'm not able to eat anymore. Like I can't eat ground beef because it makes me bloated. So I switched to bison. And then just like the thought of chicken makes me want to vomit. so I have to like
Mhm.
get creative on how I prepare it. I want to eat shrimp, but every time I cook it, it's rubbery. And you know whose shrimp I've been seeing lately? Maya has been posting shrimp in her meals, and it looks so freaking good every time. And guess where it's
Mhm.
from? Mega Fit.
Mega Fit.
So I'm highly considering a la carte shrimp order so that I can
Mhm.
get some shrimp in my diet because it just sounds so good. But
Yeah.
every time I cook it, it's
Yeah.
disgusting.
How do you cook it, Sammy?
So I buy the frozen bags from Sam's Club, but I buy the raw shrimp. I don't buy the pre-cooked one because I feel like when I cook it in the pan, they shrink too much and then they just disappear. So when I cook it in a
Mhm.
pan, I feel like it gets super watery, so they get rubbery. They don't get like crispy on the outside, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
And then once
I
I heat it up
buy
in the microwave, then
yeah.
it gets rubbery.
My little hack is you may not like this because they probably will shrink, but I do I buy the pre-cooked because I don't want to deal with the raw. I'll buy the pre-cooked,
Mm-hmm.
and I will actually air fry my shrimp sometimes. Because if it's pre-cooked, you don't really need to like cook it all the way through. You're just kind of warming it. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds delish.
Yeah. You just
Because
put
like
like
right
put
now
like
I'm eating salmon.
yeah. I will also do salmon in the air fryer too. Like I just put a little
Yeah, that's
whenever
such
I
a
do
good one.
seafood, I put the tin foil down so if it like flakes and stuff. And you could marinate it like prep. You could do, like lemon juice and pepper or, or whatever prep friendly marinade you could come up with too. Or just coat it really good in like a seasoning that you like. So it has like a little bit of like the crunchiness.
Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't even think to put it in the air. The air fryer is like my holy grail. I cook my
Yeah.
salmon in there and it's just like nice and crispy and
Hmm.
delicious. So, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
do that.
I love salmon and steak in the air fryer. That's my go-to because yeah, for both of those, it like keeps the juices inside. So like the inside of the salmon is still flaky and nice, but with your seasoning, it gives it that like crust, like your salmon or your steak, that like crust. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, my favorite. So the recipe,
Okay.
actually, the way
That
I do
deal.
it, yeah, I posted it on Instagram one time. My go-to is for steak or salmon. I don't put the heat too high. I put it at like, I want to say 375 because mine goes up to 400. So I'll do 375
Mhm.
and then like 10-ish minutes. And then for the steak, I'll check it, see how rare it is on the inside. And then the salmon is usually perfect, 10, 11 minutes at that 375. So
Okay.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sold.
yeah.
Going to the store and buying shrimp this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely don't eat like because I've been there too. Actually, my 2022 prep, I could not eat chicken that year. That was my last year with Kimbo. And at that point, I think I had had so many years of eating egg whites, oatmeal, chicken. I could not do those three foods during that prep. I could not do oats, I could not do egg whites,
Yeah.
and I could not do chicken. So I was doing a lot of turkey and tilapia. I really love tilapia on prep, like freshly cooked in a pan, because it does get that crispiness on it when you cook it fresh.
Mm-hmm.
And it cooks so fast because it's so thin and there's like no fat. So I was doing a lot of turkey and tilapia. I did a lot of cream of rice or cream of wheat with Planta protein powder, which is like a very lean plant-based protein. It's from here in Orange County. I might be
Okay.
going to their office soon. That'll be cool. I might tour their office. It's here in Orange County.
If
Um,
you get
I
a chance to grab a sample, get one for me because I can't
yeah,
have, for some reason, I also synthetic protein right now is just like not
yeah. I
sitting
have
well
a
with me.
yeah, I have a bag
So,
at home. I got some this week, so I will whenever you're here next or whenever. Actually, I'll bring some to the show tomorrow. I can do that.
okay.
Um, but yeah, so that prep, I was eating like very different things. I was like, wow, this is weird. I was not used to eating protein powder on prep. It was very weird to not eat chicken, but that was actually like maybe not size wise, but my first show that year was probably my favorite look ever. And that was the show
Mm-hmm.
where like 6 of the 8 first call out that I was in were Olympians. So that was like my favorite look. And yeah, my diet was way different that
Yeah.
prep.
Yeah.
So
I switched to boiling my chicken and then before I eat it, I just put it in a frying pan. That
okay.
has been fine. I
Okay.
think that's the only way, like when I'm this deep, that I can eat it. That and
Yeah.
grilled, but like sometimes, like I burn when I grill my chicken, I burn it on purpose so that I could just eat it cold and on the go. But I can only do that for so long. So yeah, and then I'm so
I've
sad
never heard of that
because
strategy.
it's like I overcook it so that it's easier to eat when it's cold.
Got it.
And then I was
I would,
traveling the beginning of
I
the
wonder
week, so
though, when you burn meats though, it creates more free radicals.
not burnt, but just like more cooked than if I were
Okay.
to eventually put it in the microwave. Like
Okay.
I don't want it like
Got it.
just like a little crispy, not like burnt.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fun fact from
Um,
biology class: when you burn meats, steak, chicken, whatever, you create free radicals.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's
So
you don't want
anybody
to
that
overcook your
orders the
stuff. You don't
steak
want to
well done.
burn. Yeah, you don't want to eat burnt meat. But essentially, the free radicals are the energetic particles that they can like stimulate cell damage, right? Cell damage,
Okay.
create cancer, right? So antioxidants are the compounds that counteract free radicals.
Okay. That makes sense.
So I'm excited
But
for
yeah.
you, love. I'm so deep in off season. My head is just, it's all over the place. But I did do my gut map this morning. I bit the bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So
I'm
it's
interested to see what it says for you.
yeah, me too. Me too. My digestion's been a little better, but there's still some
Mhm.
weird things. Like just it's not the same as it normally is. I don't normally struggle to eat this much. Like usually I can pack away the calories pretty good as long as I need, for a year if I need to.
Yeah.
So it's just things are a little different. And it'll be interesting to see what it says.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like not. So when I did my gut map, they told me to take oats out of my diet. It wasn't on the low FOD map. So I haven't eaten oats in like 8 months, and I started introducing them back in, and I just got so bloated.
Mm-hmm.
That is a one food that I am like so upset that I can't eat right now.
Yeah.
Because I just like cream of rice isn't it for me. I just can't do it. So I'm like, rice cakes has been my go-to.
Okay. If you can do well with gluten, I really liked cream of wheat. Like that 2022 prep, I would make like my favorite thing ever was I would take the cream of wheat that comes in like the box at the grocery store in the like oatmeal aisle, and I would microwave it with water, mix it in with a scoop of the planta powder, and one of the flavors, they have a sprinkle cupcake flavor, and I would mix those together, and it was, Sammy, it would be the texture of cookie dough. And then I would put my tablespoon of like peanut butter on top, and it would be like it was like my protein cookie dough. So good. So good. So if you can do gluten, if that's not, most people have a hard time with gluten just because it's a sticky protein, but for whatever reason, the cream of wheat was fine with me. It didn't, my stomach was very flat that year. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'll try that.
Yeah. Or maybe like when you have a little break in shows, I'll make it for you or something. It's really good. Really good.
Yeah, I definitely want to try that. That sounds really good.
Yeah. Yeah. So should we chat a little bit about some shows? We had the New York Pro. We've got 2 shows this weekend. We could look at the list. Yeah, today was a very, very informal chat. We also have the Cal, but that's a pro open bodybuilding show. So there's a lot of male podcasts out there you guys can check out if you want to see the list. We're going to focus on Bikini.
Stick to what we know.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So for New York Pro, Amy Delgado,
Sharon Ramos got second. Mm-hmm. Yeah, looked amazing.
Yeah.
Loved the straight hair look that she kind of mixed it up. I thought that was great. So it'll be interesting to see what she does for her next show. If her next show is the Olympia, or if she's going to do more before then. She mentioned her daughter's going to design a suit, so I'm so curious what that will be. Have you seen that? She's been posting about
Oh,
that. She said she's going to let her daughter design her next suit, and she said even if it's a rainbow suit, she promised her she'd wear it. So,
so cute.
so I will be hitting you guys up at Toxic for like the intel. If I can find
Yeah.
out ahead of everyone, I definitely
Yeah.
want to.
So
What is she
one
doing?
thing I love being able, and like not even just pros, I just love knowing what people are wearing. It's like my
Yeah.
favorite thing. Like sometimes I will literally go through and just like scroll people's orders and I'm like, oh, what's everyone ordering today? Like what's
Yeah.
popular today?
Yeah.
Speaking of, sorry, off topic again. I'm designing my suit next week.
Yeah. What are you thinking about?
I'm gonna stay in the blue family.
Uh-huh.
We
Are we
have
doing
a new
are we doing the toxic
stone.
teal?
I'm either doing toxic teal or toxic mermaid.
Okay. Got it.
I haven't decided yet. We have a
Okay.
new stone that we recently bought. So I might use that. I literally had them stone a swatch for me. So I'm waiting for that to come in to see what it looks like. And then I'm going to do a consultation in person in Costa Mesa with Mary on the 6th.
Okay. I
I'm
want
so
to come.
excited. Come with. I'll give you the
Yeah.
information.
We could, what we could do? We could do, Sammy, could we do a live podcast episode of your suit fitting?
Yeah. That's
We
a
should do
great
that.
idea.
We should just do it. We should just do a YouTube live. Let's do it. What time? On the 6th?
The 6th at 11:30. Yeah.
30. Okay.
Oh my god, that's a great idea. I love that.
Okay. I have training that morning. Maybe I can reschedule it, and since I know in advance. Yeah, let's try to do that. I love that.
Me too.
I'll just be the camera person, you and Mary, and give my 2 cents.
Yeah, I'm excited because like I feel like so much has changed since I got my last suit that
Yeah, we didn't
I'm
even
just
have
like
we didn't
really
have the molded
excited.
tops when you got your last suit. That
Yeah,
didn't
and like
exist.
I'm so torn because like I really love the molded top, but I really love the way that moderate slim looks on me. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well,
We'll see.
we'll have to do like side by side photos where you put like a moderate slim on and then a molded on. And I'm the same way. I wore moderate slim when I wore the regular tops. I've worn molded tops since 2022 now. So the last time I wore moderate slim, actually, no, that's not true. I wore a moderate slim one of my 2022 shows, but I think it looks so good on you.
And the molded looks really good on. I was
Yeah.
just gonna say molded looks really good on you.
Well, then I was gonna say it looks really good on you.
But
So,
yeah, I'm
okay.
excited. And then yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, my vote.
I
Okay,
haven't tried.
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm very excited about your suit. My vote kind of, do you remember when we were looking at the last show with Kyler, your coach?
Yeah.
My vote would be the toxic teal, just because that toxic mermaid, it has a little more green in it. And I think depending on the stones, the suit color might look very similar to the suit you already have. Where if you go the toxic teal, it's a little bit more blue. It will kind of be, it will be reminiscent of your last suit, but it won't be like the same. Whereas I'm concerned that if you did mermaid, it might come out the same-ish as your current
That
suit.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a thought. But I'm sure if you ask nicely, Toxic will make you 2 suits and you could get one of each.
I'm so excited. I want to see, now that I'm leaner, I want to see what the bikini scoop looks like on me. Because I got it in a posing suit when I was in the thick of it, and I didn't love the way it looked on me.
Yeah, you should try all 3. Have you tried the V-cut too?
Traditional.
I did scoop. I did scoop last year.
It looks good on you.
Yeah, the V-cut looked awful. Mary told me I looked like Borat. It doesn't work for everyone, ladies. The wellness V cut. Yeah. Cause it was like too narrow. Cause it's just, you forget, like I look so slim online, but people forget like how big of a person I am. I'm 6 feet tall. I'm in the 170s. Like I'm not a small person. I just look very slender. That V cut, it was way too narrow. So for me, I looked at it and I'm like, I felt like a stripper. I was like wearing some like weird outfit. And I come out and Mary starts laughing. I was like, I don't think this is it. She starts laughing and she goes, you look like Borat.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Considered that.
It's you could try it. I feel like it had its moment and then it kind of died down. Because what has Amy been wearing? Because Amy was one of the ones that wore the V cut. Has she stopped? Should we pull up? Why don't we, Sammy? Why don't we pull up? Let's pull up a photo of the New York Pro top 5, like the awards at least, and highlight the athletes who placed.
Let's see. I always struggle with the comparison. Here we go. There. Screen. There we go. Okay. Yeah, she's got the V on. She's also
It's not the scoop.
3? No.
I think she's 5. Amy's pretty petite. I think she's 5'2" at tops.
Yeah.
Because look at supposedly Valeria is 5'10", so I would say there's about a probably 8-inch difference between the two of them, depending on their heel heights.
Yeah, for sure.
I have a photo of me and Amy at the Pacific USA in 2022, and you can see there's there's a big height difference.
These ladies look amazing.
Yeah, this isn't the top 5 though. Do you have one of the awards maybe?
Let me see if I can comparisons.
Yeah. Let's see. New York Pro Bikini top 5.
Bikini awards. Here we go. There we go.
And I can chop out our little pauses. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we've got Laura Lee and Jen. Let's see. So Amy, and then Sharon Ramos got second. She looked really good. She was in that top 10 at Pittsburgh. So she, looked really good. She's just got great muscle, great shape. I really like her posing. It's very sassy. You had
I love
Emmy.
that blue on her too. It looks really pretty.
Yeah. You could do a blue color like that too, Sammy. That's probably maybe a turquoise fabric.
Yeah, looks like it.
You've got a lot of options. And then you had Emmy in third. So she got third at Wasatch along with Amy. So I was expecting to see her in that first call out. Oh shoot, I'm forgetting the gal in fourth place's name. Oh my goodness, what was her name?
I had it here. Hold on one second.
I'm pretty sure she's foreign. I'm just let me see if I can find it on Instagram real quick.
It is Lisa.
What was her last name?
Lisa Reith.
Okay. Yes.
I think I'm saying that correct.
Yeah. REITH. That. Yeah. Okay. And then we had Valeria in fifth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got a tall gal in there. Always very exciting. And then this weekend we have 2 shows, so we can pull up the list for those just to preview it a little bit. We've got the Optimum Classic in Shreveport, Louisiana, and then we have the Klash Southern USA in Orlando. So these will be 2 really solid lineups. The Klash lineup I'm excited for. It's a pretty interesting mix of athletes. Optimum, you have Ashley Kay in the mix along with Alessia. Do you have the list, Sammy? We can pull it up real quick. But my prediction for the Optimum, you've got Sierra, who's last year's champion in there. I'm sure she wants to defend her title. You've got Alessia Fashine, previous Olympian, and you also have Ashley Kay. So my prediction would be Ashley Kay. I don't think that would be a shocking prediction, but I think that'll probably be the top 3. Unless there's like a dark horse or something in the mix, but that should be a great show. And those are 3 very different physiques. So it'll be interesting to see them all next to each other.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's see. Gigi, I think I competed with at my pro debut, which was Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm thinking of the correct person. But yeah, so this is a small show. So we've got 9 athletes in there. I think it's going to come down to that top 3 as Alessia, Ashley, Sierra. All Olympians. Ashley, obviously 3-time Miss Bikini Olympia. So that'll be an interesting lineup. But my money would be on Ashley Kay to take that one. She's so consistent, right? So that'll be a great show. Let me look real quick and just see if there's a live stream. So that way, you know what? Of course, this episode's going to come out after the show.
We always do that.
Okay. Well, why don't we look at the Klash list? The Klash is a little bit bigger of a show. Do you have that one, Sammy, or I can send it to you? Okay. This one will be, I think, more of an interesting mix. A lot of really good athletes in here. It's a bigger group too than Optimum. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So we have Maria Acosta, who got 4th at Pittsburgh, right? So she's always she's pretty much always in that top 5 mix. I'm sure she'll look great. One of Jamie's athletes, you've got Yulia, former Olympian. She's always in the mix. She did Pittsburgh. Didn't place in the top 5 group, but she always looks really good. She's got a lot of muscle, really nice posing. Because that's the thing too, is people have Instagram names, their Instagram username, and so it might not be their actual.
What we need to put
last name
next to.
Yeah, it should have their Instagram handle.
That's how everybody in the fitness industry knows each other, is by their Instagram handle. So
yeah. Okay, so NPC News Online is thinking. I'll come back to that in a second. But we have Kimber. So she placed in the first call out at San Diego Championships. And I believe she was also in the first call out for Wasatch. Far this year, I think she's been in the top 5 at the San Diego Championships. So, she's a taller athlete. So that's always, kind of, you got to see how you actually look next to everyone. And then let's see, we've got Hope, who is also, I believe, one of Jamie's athletes. We did our pro debut together, if I'm remembering correctly, back in 2021. Vanessa Guzman, she did Pittsburgh and New York. So she was in that kind of like pink fuchsia suit. Really pretty. Brittany Hamilton she took a few weeks off. She's back after Pittsburgh. I know I've seen her post about wanting to just like streamline a little bit. I think that was her feedback from Pittsburgh. So she got second at Wasatch. She was in that top 10 at Pittsburgh. So, I'm expecting her to be in that first call out. Samantha Huel. She's one of my former FBF teammates. We've competed together. We earned our pro cards together at NPC USA's in 2020. So this is her first time back on stage in 2 years, I believe. I think her last show was like end of
Oh wow.
2022, if I'm remembering correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So she had a long break. And she shared a lot about this, about having, gut issues and things like that. So it seems like she's in a really like happy, healthy place. I'm excited to see her. This is definitely her best look yet. Let's see who else we have. What's the last one on the list, Sammy? It's blocked out on my side with Fallon. I've competed with Fallon before. I'm just forgetting what she looks like. But yeah, we've got a pretty.
And then Vanessa O'Connor just did Pittsburgh or New York?
I think she did New York. Yeah, I think she did New York.
Okay.
So this is a very, so some of these ladies who we might not be familiar with, I'm sure we're going to have a really good group. We've seen people like Sharon Ramos, for example. I wasn't really familiar with her prior to Pittsburgh, but she came out swinging. So I think we'll also likely have some names after this that, we're surprised by. Jessica Miller as well. I believe she's one of Jamie's clients, and she's placed top 5 before, if I'm thinking of the right Jessica. So I think we're going to have a really good show. I think this will be a very interesting lineup, just an interesting mix of athletes that we haven't necessarily seen all together at once. And the season's really heating up. So that's the exciting part, is like the people, I think a lot of athletes too, maybe they realize, maybe they don't. The qualification deadline is earlier. The Olympia has been moving earlier and earlier since 2020. And it seems like they're trying to get it back towards that September timeframe that it's normally on. So, it's going to start getting tough out there as more and more people get on stage, like yourself, Sammy. But the thing is, Sammy, you're improved from last year. So you're, you might be one of these people that people need to watch out for, right? Like, seriously.
Fingers crossed.
So it's gonna, you've made it, to me, you look a lot more muscular than you did last year. So we got to see it all come together. But that's the thing, is like, there's not going to be as many shows. I think there's going to be a lot of international shows. So my speculation is that as we get closer to that qualification deadline, I bet we're going to see a lot more American athletes traveling overseas to try to get a qualification, especially if you have someone like Ashley Kay, or maybe even Amy, or just some of these heavy hitters jumping into multiple shows. You never know how the season's going to go. So I could foresee that happening. Is like, I could see athletes starting to travel to try to get their qualification if their goal is to get to this year's Olympia, because it's in October this year. A few years ago, it was being held in December or November. People have to realize that this year's qualification timeframe was a little shorter because of the schedule change. So
that's exciting. It's exciting to see. Definitely, even like the closer I get, or like you said, just the competition, like people are deep in their prep right now, and like some people don't really announce what shows they're doing or what their plans are. So it's like, until the list comes out, that's when we find out about most of them. So
yeah, well, and that's the thing too, is some, I would say a good amount of pro athletes don't commit to shows. They just start prep, and when they're ready, they start competing. So like Masa, for example, she's someone I've looked up to forever. She's going to compete soon, but we were messaging, and I was like asking her, I'm like, when's your show? And she's like, oh, I don't know, probably soon. It just depends on when I'm ready. And, just complimenting her, because she looked really lean. She looked really good. She's a 5'10" athlete. She's done the Arnold before. She did the Arnold in 2020. So people like that, who are just on prep and they don't have a date, they're just going to start popping up in these shows. Like Jazzy, for example. Jazzy hasn't competed since last year. And that was like at the end of the year. She didn't really compete during the main part of the year. So I think people are like, we have short-term memory. We forget. It's like, Jazzy's been top 10 at the Olympia not that long ago, and she's got crazy posing, crazy physique. So more and more of these athletes are going to start popping up and getting on stage, and it's going to be, it's going to be good lineups is what I'm saying. So these shows are going to be exciting to watch. I don't think there's going to be any like weak lineups in any shows from now, really this whole year. I think it's going to
Yeah,
be very competitive even through the end of the year, because those that say don't make it, if you don't make it, but you're on prep, you might just decide, okay, let me just keep going. Maybe I can snag a qualification for
for
next
the
year
following
and then
year.
take an off
Hmm.
season. So it'll be definitely interesting to see how the rest of the year plays out.
Yeah, absolutely. And too, I feel like a lot of people are coming back. People that haven't competed for years are coming back. New
Hmm.
girls. I mean, obviously, we're in the nationals run right now, too. So we have girls that are newly turning pro that might jump right into their first pro season. So it's just a lot of new names, new faces, and people returning. So it's definitely
Yeah.
exciting to see
Yeah,
all
I
of them.
think the junior Nats show, I forget which um show that is. Have you heard about that, Sammy? How the junior Nats um it has a pro show affiliated with it now. So
Oh, really? I
if
didn't
you
know that.
turn pro, yep. So this year, so if you turn pro, Sandy posted about this recently, or maybe it was on NPC News Online, but yeah, it's very interesting. This is how they do a lot of shows in Europe, but not here. And so junior Nats, if you turn pro, you can go hop in the pro show the next day and compete as a pro after just winning your pro card.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So that'll be very interesting. I think you're going to have, and
Yeah.
that'll be interesting to see, brand new pros on stage with current pros. And so that'll be very cool. Who are some of the people you mentioned, people coming back? Who are some of the people you're thinking of?
I mean, I just nobody sticks out to me specifically, but I just from hearing you say, because again, I'm still very new in like the pro run, so there's a lot of new names that I'm hearing. So just people that you're like, oh, they haven't competed since 2022, or they took time off. So it's just new names for me that I haven't heard of yet. So it's exciting for me to see like I have this group of like people that I'm, constantly following,
Hmm.
but new names coming up. So it's really cool to just expand my knowledge of pros in the industry that are, coming back or, are bigger names now the more they compete. So it's just
Yeah.
exciting for me to see like what is in the run.
Yeah, I think some of the bigger names that maybe we saw come back already would be one, Angelica, right?
And
Angelica
yeah,
came back after a hiatus and starting a family. She looked amazing at the Arnold and Arnold UK. We had Casey Samsel, who I believe did Wasatch. She's won shows before. She beat Ashley Kay at the Tahoe Pro in 2020, which was like obviously a big surprise because Ashley does not lose often. I'm trying to think who else. Masa, yeah, Masa's going to come back. Masa's someone I'm surprised, and I so want to see her qualify for Olympia because she's gotten so darn close. Like she's won a pro show before. She won a pro show in 2019. She actually won, I think it was the San Diego Championships muscle contest, and she turned pro the year prior, 2018. And she looked amazing. She poses so well. She's very tall, but she's very, has great muscle and great shape. And so she won a show, but that was the year that there was this crazy point system. There was this crazy point system that really,
mm,
like, not crazy, I think in hindsight, they only had it for
yeah,
that year because I think they realized it wasn't ideal. It just incentivized athletes to keep competing. Like you had to accumulate a certain number of points. And so winning shows got you points, placing top 5 got you points. So even if you won a show, you may not necessarily qualify for Olympia because you needed
okay,
points. So it just incentivized athletes to compete, compete, compete. And someone like Masa, I remember that year she did a lot of shows, right? And I just remember seeing her like push, and she's so good at posting on Instagram. And so she's never qualified for Olympia, but she did the Arnold in 2020, which is obviously very prestigious. Um,
hmm
so someone like her, even though she hasn't been on stage in a minute, I think people who don't know her, who've forgotten about her, are going to be surprised. I think someone also like Marissa Wu, whenever Marissa Wu gets back on stage, she always looks amazing.
yeah,
Never is off. She always looks really good. She poses really well. She's another posing coach. So I think there's a lot of these ladies, for those that are maybe brand new to competing or just kind of learning who are the heavy hitters, they're going to be surprised. I think for people that don't know, Jazzy is top 10 at the Olympia. Like she's been top 10 at the Olympia, and she did it.
yeah.
She did the I think the Atlantic Coast or the Hurricane Pro last year that Ariana won and Jazzy got second. but Ariana was 7th at the Olympia this year. So losing to someone who's 7th at the Olympia, that doesn't really take away much. You know, Jazzy could be right there in the Olympia mix this year. So I'm very excited. I think it's going to be a great season. And my fat ass just gets to sit back and eat popcorn and watch it all go down because I'm not impressed. Just stuff in my face. Great job, ladies. Everyone looks amazing. Twist that waist. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's exciting. Cool. So I'm excited to see, especially where I stack up. Honestly, like I have a goal, right? Obviously Olympia is the goal, but I have no expectations. And I think that is, as a new pro, the way to do it. Like, don't get me wrong, I'll be upset if I don't get top 5, but like in the grand scheme of it, top 10, even for me being a first year pro, is huge against all of these heavy hitters. So that's really just like the mindset that I'm taking going into the show specifically, but excited to see where I stack up.
Yeah, and just keep improving. To me, you definitely look a lot fuller and a lot more muscular. So that's great. But yeah, I mean, it's never good to have expectations. I've learned that lesson multiple times. It's just you're gonna come away feeling a little jaded and very disappointed when you don't need to be. Because here's the thing, Sammy, you're, you know, obviously, right? We all want to place top 5 as pros. We all want to win. But if you go into a show and there's 5 Olympians in there and you place 6th, that's not really an L. That's very solid, right? So
I got first place.
Yeah, so context matters, the lineups matter. You know, there's a lot that's unpredictable. Like even if we look amazing, we all know that stress, water, hormones can come in last minute and completely change a look too. So we might be, you know, looking one way or another, and the body can go the completely opposite direction really quickly too. So
yeah,
I'm excited for you. I need to get my Vegas travel booked because I think that would be a really fun weekend. We could do some, you know, fun content or things while we're there, you know. So we'll have to figure that out. But yeah. Anything else for today? I think
that advice or that mindset works for amateur competitors too. And I want to just say that, and that can kind of be where we leave off. Now going into a show with an expectation or like the feeling that you deserve it or that you're owed that first place placement. You know what I mean? Everybody goes through a prep. Everyone has, you know, hard days, hard times, hard work. But just going in with the mindset of seeing where you stack up, getting that feedback and, you know, it is what it is type of mindset so that you're not hard on yourself when you get a certain placement or things like that. But I feel like that mindset doesn't just go for someone competing at the pro league. It's for anybody, a first-time competitor, a seasoned competitor, going into a nationals run, like whatever it is. I just feel like that's an across-the-board mindset that people should have.
Yeah, you're so right. That's huge. And that's something that Kaylee, actually, I need to go visit Kaylee. So at some point, maybe she'll compete again. She was like my Bikini 20. She hasn't been on stage since 2022 because she's really been focusing on her career. But she told me this, that was really great advice. And the times I haven't listened to it, that's when my feelings got hurt. But she really told me my first national show in 2019. She's like, look, Laura, you can't go in expecting a pro card. You want to think about it as I want to be competitive. Like you want to do your best and you want to go in and be competitive. And if you can do that, that could be a pro card. That could be first call outs. That could be, you know, second call outs. You can't control anyone else. You can't control the judges. You can do your best. You can show up at your best. But if you're, you know, you miss your pro card, but you're still in the first call outs, but you're expecting a pro card, you're going to be really upset. So you just want to go in to try to be competitive. And that's something I always try to share with clients and try to remind myself. I've got a gal who's doing USAs for posing. She's a posing client. She looks great. Like, I think if she just gets the right conditioning, like to me, it's such a no brainer. She looks so good. Like her physique is so bubbly and like so like bikini and just great shape.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I was telling her yesterday when we did a lesson is like, look, just go in trying to be competitive, because if you miss your pro card by one place, that's amazing. But if you're feeling like you're owed that pro card, it's going to feel like a big devastating loss when it's not.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Yeah. So just never have expectations. It's a way to get your feelings hurt.
For sure. For sure.
You know, this sport's hard enough as is.
Yeah. There's a lot of moving pieces to it for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, this was a fun chat. So hopefully everyone got to watch the live streams, watch the shows. We'll see how they go. This weekend is the California State Championship. So for those in SoCal, hopefully you got to attend, watch some open bodybuilding, which is always exciting. Those are the big boys. And I've got a bunch of clients, so I'll be running around as the stage mom this weekend.
Super exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I'll see you there tomorrow, Sammy.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right.
I'm excited. There's a lot of girls that I know competing.
Yeah, so I'll try to bring you some protein, and I think that's it for today. So thank you guys so much for joining us. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share with a friend. If you're listening on audio platforms, rate, review, give us 5 stars, and still share with a friend. It helps out the podcast so much. Share it with your bikini besties, your prep posing partners, your training partners, and we will catch you guys in the next episode.